Okay, here we are. So fractions, and this time we're looking specifically at dividing them. Okay, as usual, print screen this or copy all the questions down, then answer it, and then of course follow how I do it. Otherwise, if this is the first time you're looking at this, then let's do this together. Now, when you divide a fraction, the key idea, and this is the most important golden rule, is to flip the second fraction and then change this to a time sign. That's exactly what dividing is. It means flipping, taking the reciprocal and then multiplying it across. So the first example is quite nice. So if we're going to do it, we're going to copy the first fraction, flip the divide to a time sign, and then flip the fraction to 8 over 1. So this one is upside down. And now we do as we always do. So we just multiply across. So 1 times 8 is 8, and then 8 times 1 is 8. And of course, 8 over 8 is just 1. Just a whole number 1. Easy. Now let's look at 2/3 time divide by 1/6. So same process occurs. So it'll be 2/3, and then flip the divide to a time sign and flip the fraction upside down. And one thing to note from the previous multiplication video, you can also cross simplify. So you check if there's any factors diagonally or up and down. So we can, and here we can see there is some factors. We can see that 3 and 6 are both in the 3 times table. So dividing these two by 3, you should get 1 and 2. And that's it. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1. And 4 over 1 is the same as the whole number 4. Sweet. Okay, let's move on to part C. So 3 over 18 divided by 1/3 is the same as 3 over 18 times 3 over 1. Can we cross simplify? Yes. 18 over 3 are both in the 3 times table. 18 divided by 3 will give us 6. 3 into 3 is 1. That's it. So do 1 times, and of course, 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 1 is 6. And actually, we can still do more work here. Since we can cancel up and down by 3, it'll be half. All right. Good, good. Part D. So 1/1/4. The shortcut method is when you have a whole number next to it, you just multiply the whole number by 4 and then add it to the top line. So it'll be 1/1/4 will be 5 over 4. And then divide by, and the second fraction, you do the same thing. So 3 times 8 is 24. Added to 1 is 25 over 8. And now the rules of division apply. So we flip the second fraction, change to a time sign. So we've got 5 over 4 times 8 over 25. You know, these questions, I swear they were made literally for division, because you can simplify the world here, which is nice. Now, thankfully, this one you can divide, you can cancel everything. So you notice that 5 and 25 are in the 5 times table, so cancel them by 5, divide them by 5, and 4 and 8 are again the 4 times tables. Dividing both by 4, you should get 1 and 2. And voila, easy fractions. So 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 5 is 5. Excellent. Now, next set. Now, these are the final ones. So same thing applies this. So you got a whole number and a quarter. So that becomes 1 times 4 plus 1 is just 5. Oops, that's one ugly 5. Is 5 over 4 like the previous. Divide by, and then 4 1/8. So you do 4 times 8 is 32. Add 1 is 33 over 8. And the rules of division once again applies. Flip the fraction upside down. That's it. Now, cancel down if you can. So 4 and 8 both go in the 4 times table. So divide by 4, you get 1 and 2. 5 and 33, nope, nothing you can do there. So you just hit it head on. So 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 33 is 33. Cool. All right, the final one. So now we got a bracket one. So what we do is do the bracket first, yeah, and then do the whole thing combined. So inside the bracket, we're going to flip the fractions to be 9 over 10. To flip the second, you get times 100 over 9. And for the third fraction, you go consider all of this as one fraction. So you're going to flip the next second over. So it'll be times 100 over 1. And when you got timesing, you can ignore the bracket. So you hit everything head on. So we're going to have is 9 times 100 times 100. Actually, we can cross simplify. We can see that 9s cancel out, and then they give you 1, and the 10s go into the 10 times table. So 10 and 100, divide by 10, you get 1 and 10. And that's it. Now multiply across, you got 1 times 10 times 100 is 1,000. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, and voila. And here is our result. And thanks for watching, guys.